We definitely all want to be appreciated. I think that's a natural feeling of a human being, and we're all human, right? So I think we definitely want to be appreciated. As far as how I'm perceived from media or fans, I fuck with those that fuck with me. And if you don't, fuck you.
And if you don't, goddamn it, right.
Like, and it's just that simple. I see fans saying different shit now. Like, you know, I'll see Warriors fans like, yo, it's time to get him out of here.
That's crazy.
And to the real Warriors fans that don't feel that way, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because sometimes, especially now with the people coming from the Salone Conference, the analytical guys, they tend to just focus on the stat sheet. But what Draymond Green brings to the table, like many other championship teams in the past, they always had a guy who impacted the game, and it wasn't necessarily reflected on the stat sheet. That 2022 NBA Finals, make no mistake about it. Of course, we all know the Splash Brothers with Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry, but just Klay post-injury and also that 2022 Finals, that was really the run of Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Again, the importance of big body Dre to the Golden State Warriors, it's almost irreplaceable. Just the way he had Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton, and just everyone operating on the string, especially on defense, when they were the underdogs going up against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Not only that NBA Finals was a coming out moment for Stephen Curry, it also was a moment for Draymond Green, stressing the importance of his impact as a player.
To the ones that do feel that way, like, you was a loser before I got here. Like fucking like stone cold forever losers.
He's not lying right here, and the same thing would apply to the New England Patriots. That was a losing franchise. See, when teams start winning championships and just having modern success, people tend to forget what these franchises truly were. I would say for the people in the Bay Area, because also with Golden State's rise was also the rise of Silicon Valley. The multitude of layers of success tends to make people forget real quick.
Yeah, right.
So if you say that, it makes sense to me. You've never been here, right? So you don't know how to appreciate something for its entirety because you've never been here. You never had the opportunity to do that. So great, I'll be the test run, right? Like this. Hopefully, I love this organization. I was telling somebody the other day, I'm lucky that like Michigan State's my alma mater. The Golden State Warriors is like my alma mater. You know what I'm saying? I've been blessed in that way. And so I'll always root and want this organization to do well. And I've also gone through my career with that in mind. A lot of people say, oh man, why is Draymond still here? Draymond has given up a lot of money in staying here. Yeah. Over the course of my 14 years, because I love this place, right? So I've always done right by our organization.
Yeah, you definitely.
They've always done right by me, you know, and I know people struggle to understand that, right? Like they're like, oh man, y'all not sick of him. No, I've always done right by them. Like I've always given everything I have from a basketball standpoint, I've sat in draft meetings and free agent pitches and free agency meetings on calls at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning trying to help recruit a guy.
AKA, we all know Draymond's one of the reasons why KD went to Golden State. That's why he was so offended. That's why he was so offended in KD's last year in Golden State. It was almost as if a husband not accepting a divorce from a wife. I mean, Draymond he was extra upset because he put in the work to get KD there. And another thing that gets overlooked is that he probably had to somehow pitch the idea to Steph in his prime moment after being unanimous MVP.
Trying to help with strategy, I've done all of that.
That's the shit that they don't see.
And so they'll never understand and appreciate that. And that's okay. So then it's just basketball, right? Cool if you don't appreciate it, except there's not much you can really say to me. And when you say, oh man, it's time for him to go, it's not really up to you because unfortunately, you know, people don't like to admit it, they hate it, but unfortunately, I was a very key piece, a very key part of building this thing to what it became. And I appreciate the organization for what they've done. I have zero entitlement when it comes to me and the Golden State Warriors. They say I was almost traded for Giannis throughout this trade deadline. But I had gratitude. I don't have, like, they don't owe me anything. I think I'm like the Eddie Q of Apple. Not Steve Jobs, but the appreciation that Steve Jobs had for Eddie Q.
Right.
Still an intricate piece.
You know what I'm saying? Steve Jobs know how valuable Eddie Q is to that Apple.
That is a great comparison by Draymond Green, because Eddie Q is responsible for Apple just building that ecosystem around the iPhone, the Apple Music, iCloud, Apple TV, things that eventually built an overall ecosystem that only added to the success of the brand, just gave it that stable foundation. And that's really Draymond Green for the Warriors. The way he quarterbacks that defense, he's the glue man on the other end for the offense. That's one of the reasons why it's always confusing when you hear fans kind of downplay Draymond Green. Just the overall Warriors foundation really kind of starts with Draymond Green. He's the enforcer, the guy who sets the tone of how other teams should treat the Warriors. These are interesting times. I'm telling you, a lot of the Salone Conference analytical guys, they just don't see certain nuances of the game as it almost is an art form in a way.
And we all know Steve Jobs is the man. Steph Curry is the man.
For sure.
There's not a person in this world that feels more strongly about that than I do. Like, Steph Curry is the man. But Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan had Dennis Rodman. Like, I will never be Steve Jobs. I would never be Mark Zuckerberg. That's Steph Curry. But, and I can say this with pride and not from a malicious space at all, but that thing don't get built without me. And yet, I have so much appreciation for my role in it and how I've gone about it and how his skill set and Clay's skill set and KD during his times, how their skill set fit with my skill set. But I've been a winner my whole life. So winning isn't new to me. Like, I've won at every level I've played at my entire life. So I expected to win.
Right.
You know, and I did what I brought to the table to add to the winning. I'll forever be grateful for it. I'll forever appreciate the run it's been. But make no mistake about it. Like, I did a lot to make it happen. Like, on all sides of it, a lot.
Big Body Dre definitely deserving those flowers. I'm pretty sure financially also, when he was at his peak performance, he took a little haircut to make that Kevin Durant situation all possible. But right here, he talks about his come up and actually earning his minutes, just knowing that, hey, I see Stephen Curry, I want to make that guy want to play with me.
I got to the NBA because I could score, I could rebound, I could dribble, I could do all the shit. Once I got there, I realized quickly that I couldn't score like David Lee. He make $80 million. So that ain't the way. Carl Landry's behind him. They just paid him at the time $6 million, which is mid-level at the time. Right. That ain't the way either. What can I do that those two don't do? I can defend. I wasn't a great defender. I bought into defense on my own right then. Like, oh, this is my way onto the court. I'm gonna check.
What year was this?
Rookie year. Like, okay. So I would get in the game for 20 seconds to get a stop on Kobe down the stretch, like, and that's all. You know what I'm saying? Like that, but that was my path onto the court. So I locked in on that. Like, yo, I need to defend. Then I realized I set a couple like just random drag screens for Steph. And it was just like, boom, boom. It was the starter. And I realized like, oh shit. I set drag screens for this dude. They don't know what to do. So, bro, I was just like a fucking madman, bro. Like, wherever I see him have the ball, I'm coming flying from anywhere on the court. I'm going to screen for this dude. This making shit happen. Right? Like, I'm going to lay somebody out. No, I need to get this dude open. And it was like if you saw it, it was egregious, bro. I'm coming from anywhere on the floor, but it was different than what David Lee would do. You know what I'm saying? And so then I started to realize, like, oh, man, he likes playing with me. Like, and so I would build on that, right? Like, find Clay, like, let me go set a screen, see if I can get him open and get him a shot. They started liking to play with me.
Right.
And so I had this period of like, all right, then my second year, I got more time through injuries. I played well. You know, we go to the playoffs that year. We played the Clippers in the first round. And that was when the Donald Sterling stuff happened. David Lee got hurt. I averaged like 20 and 11 for the series. We lost in 7. And I told Adrian Stelly, you know Stells, I told Adrian Stelly right after the playoffs, we was walking out of the arena, I said, Stells, they done fucked up. He's like, what you talking about? I said, Stells, I can be an all-star in this league.
You get your groove.
I can be an all-star. And he was like, fuck it, go do it then. Mark get fired. I start back at ground zero. Steve Kerr got me slated to play 9 to 11 minutes a game. That's what I'm playing in the preseason. Bro, I just averaged 20 and 11.
That's crazy.
So I had to start back at ground zero. David Lee got hurt. And then I was having the worst training camp of my life because I'm trying to show him, like, bro, what you tripping?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking up bad. It was disgusting, man.
Trying too hard.
Like, trying crazy. I'm pulling up my fucking deep-ass threes. Like, and he pulled me to the side, and he was like, Draymond, it's fine. I get it. You're in a contract here. I understand that. You got to calm down. D-Lee got hurt. And that was like, I found my way again with Steve because I had to play.
Right.
And that's when it really fucking took off. That's when it was like, all right, that was the birth of us three together, where it really figured it out. Like, all right, this is my role, this is what I'm doing. At that time, a couple years, a pick and roll with me and Steph was the most dangerous action in the NBA, right? And like, that's where it was born. I don't know that anybody can beat me, and here's why I say that. Sometimes parents come up to me and they be like, yo, my son played just like you. And I think to myself, like, your son is ass. Like, because I know what you're saying, right? Like, I know what you're getting at. What you're telling me is, your son played defense hard.
Yeah.
Your son is physical. That's what you're telling me. I get it, but I'm here to tell you, your son don't stand a chance, of making it. The reason why I say I don't think anyone could be me is because, yes, I do that, but it's not the best thing that I do. I think I'm smart as anyone in the NBA, and that's my best skill. I think my basketball IQ is elite as they come. You can't just get that. Like, you can't just, like, that's my gift. Like,
facts. And it wouldn't shock me eventually down the line, maybe a couple years after retirement, that Draymond Green becomes an all-time coach. He definitely would have to calm down with all his emotional shit, but if he gets that under control, it would not shock me if down the line in the future, he became a Hall of Fame coach.
I was always a smart basketball player, but I was taught by great coaches. I'm a product of incredible coaches, a great God, like, just my God-given IQ. But like, I worked on it, but you can't just get that. No. And that's the best thing that I have. And so with that and the toughness, plus like, and then people will be like, yo, he don't have no skill. I have very high skill. If skill is just scoring, then all right, great, go with that. But I also used to have that skill at a very high level too. I wasn't allowed to use it for so long that you don't use it, you lose it.
For sure. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I wasn't able to, but I also had that skill at a very high level. Right. So also when they say like, my kid play like you, I'll be thinking like, your kid don't have that skill. And that was a big skill of me, a big reason why I got to where I got.
Yeah, they play like you play now.
You play like I play now. That ain't gonna be good enough. Like, I morphed into that and found a way to ultimately make it great, but that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And so, no, I don't think somebody's just gonna be me. I also feel like this though, Fred. If a guy is just going out there to be me though, I think you got it all wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, I actually think you got it all wrong. I am so proud, like, and why I stand so proud on my career is because I had to do something totally different than who I am as a basketball player to ultimately become who I became. And I still became this. That's why I feel so strongly about who I am and my place in this. Yeah. Because I feel like if you took a lot of guys and you said, all right, I'm taking these things away that you do great, now go figure it out. It's over.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to figure it out.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the IQ though. And that's the most annoying thing about playing against you is just your IQ and your preparation.
And we've seen throughout the history of the NBA, a lot of lottery picks eventually go to the wayside. I would say more recently, Killian Hayes and Cam Reddish. They do possess more raw talent than Draymond Green, but they were unable to adapt their game based off a team's needs and just build from there. Super agent Rich Paul always spoke on this being the biggest Achilles heel for a lot of young players trying to make their way into the NBA today. But right here, Fred VanVleet asked Draymond Green about some of the guys in the league who he believes have the highest IQ, and Draymond lets it be known that there's different variations of high basketball IQ.
The thing about playing against you is just your IQ and your preparation. What's some other guys that you respect on that level? Because and this is something that bothers me a lot, because most of the basketball conversations are had on like Twitter or sports shows is about people that don't really understand the game at a high level. So like they talk about this guy's IQ or this guy's IQ because he could pass or he can make a crazy play, but like the little shit that an average motherfucker can't see. What's some of the highest level IQ guys that you play with or against?
Andrew Bogut. And Andrew Bogut was so smart on both ends of the floor. Having Bogut my first few years in the league, man, was insane to my development as a basketball player. His IQ was off the charts. Steph has a very good IQ, high IQ, but it's different because the way he play, it ain't gonna always scream to you IQ.
Right.
But man, he'll come to me like, yo, I saw this, doing, watch this.
Yeah.
Do this. And like the shit work like gold. But it ain't gonna be like every play I'm like, he ain't doing all of that. Right. But his IQ is like the way people just think he just be running just to it's that shit is like.
You chased the nigga around the whole goddamn game.
Bro, it's a machine, bro. But it's patterned though. It's not just like running just to run. Right. It's like he sees some.
He know how to read the defense.
Absolutely. Steph has a high IQ. But when you're talking about like playing against Bron, I love playing against Bron. Like, especially when we was really in that 2015 to 18. I feel like that was some of the highest level basketball I ever played.
That right there is something that doesn't get talked about LeBron enough. That guy is like a fucking basketball wizard at the same time, just built in that Thanos body. That right there is what really separates him raw talent-wise from someone like Kobe. And yeah, I know a lot of Kobe fans are going to get upset about that, but it's fairly obvious. You could just look up the results of their matchups, from the win totals to even their stats. LeBron basically is like a fucking machine built with an AI mind when it comes to just breaking down the game.
I feel like that was some of the highest level basketball I ever played.
It was a 4 in a row, right?
Yes. Yeah. And it was a chess match. Every fucking play down the floor, he's doing this, I'm plugging there. Oh man, he saw this. How can I do? Like, hey yo, go right here. Put this guy. Like, it's chess, man. And playing against him was insane. CP, the way CP could manipulate a game, guys that size can't manipulate games like that.
Especially after he lost his athleticism. CP3 used to be dunking on guys when he first came into the league down in New Orleans. The fact that he changed his game like that and was still successful after losing all that athleticism is crazy.
Like it's hard to manipulate a game at an NBA level. And CP at 6 feet, 180 pounds, if he's lucky, was able to manipulate games like that and like put guys in these positions. That was just crazy.
The refs, the coaches, the players, the fans.
Everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, to play against those guys early in my career was like, oh shit. Like, I gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? I gotta learn more. I gotta know more. An underrated IQ guy nobody talks about. They talk about his tenacity. His IQ was off the charts. Tony Allen. Tony Allen IQ was insane, man. Everybody talk about, how he defended. All that shit was great. His IQ was off the charts.
Tony Allen, AKA, they called him the Kobe stopper. But again, when it comes to basketball IQ, a lot of the role players, that is something that they're forced to develop a lot more, just the inner details of the game, and they do make the best head coaches.
So I've been fortunate to play against guys and be able to steal and pick from guys and watch and see how their brain work and just to learn and pick pick shit away from. Now, in newer age, young Ja was on that path. You know what I'm saying? He was on that like chess play. And he's been with the injuries and team switching.
Yeah.
But
his IQ crazy.
His IQ, man, Ja, he's so athletic. Nobody talks about his IQ. Ja got a crazy IQ.
Yeah, real point guard.
Absolutely.
That's another thing that gets overlooked with Morant. He was impressing a lot of the beat writers when it came to just his overall basketball mind when he first started out. But it goes to show you with that organization, just the wrong head coach changes how a player could completely disintegrate. And some of that does fall on Ja. I can't deny that.
Yourself. And playing, like you beat us. Kawhi was great. But you were the reason we lost in the finals. We had nobody to match up with you. To then full circle come back and play you in the playoffs 6 years later, last year, and to see how, A, you manipulated me. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, you're cool, huh?
Manipulated me. But also to see how you led the younger guys to get Şengün to stand up. I used to bully him.
For sure. I remember.
Just straight up.
Yeah, I remember.
And by the way, I got told him after the series last year, bro, you earned my utmost respect. But I used to bully him.
Now, this is exactly what makes this interview interesting. The fact that Fred VanVleet, undrafted, had to work his way up, not only earning that $100 million contract, but also going to Houston and just leading this young team where he even stated out of his own mouth that the players were not really aware of certain concepts on the court and just the verbiage. And that's where bringing them up to speed is really where he deserves his flowers. Again, the undrafted to second round players, they kind of make the best head coaches. And that's why there's a mutual respect between Draymond Green and Fred VanVleet right here, because they do understand that it's a lot of the little things that kept them afloat or just even kept them alive into continuing their NBA careers.
You was able to give him confidence, put him in spots that made it tough for me. That's the part of the game people don't see. I noticed how you start putting him in spots to make it tougher on me. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I see that. I can read that. I'm like, oh man, I see.
Yeah.
People can't see that part of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I've been fortunate, man. There's a lot of guys with great IQs. And I try to learn from everybody, bro, including coaches. Like, bro, I'm trying to learn from coach. I try to learn from everybody.
Yeah, I watch the coaches just as much as I watch the players. And it's one of the reasons why people think I want to coach. I don't want to coach, but I think it's like you could learn probably more from watching the benches and the coaches and what they doing and what they calling to put you ahead of the game too. Your IQ is crazy. It's probably, like you said, your greatest gift, which makes me laugh more when you be crashing the fuck out.
Again, with Draymond Green, if he controls his emotions, especially after retirement, it wouldn't shock me if he eventually becomes a Hall of Fame coach. He does possess that sort of ability in him. And you could point to no further than his 2022 playoff run into a championship.